So in this video we are going through my review for Iron Meat. This is a full-blown review, which I don't normally do. I normally do Is It Worth Playing? And that is based around me playing what I feel was enough of a game to get a solid opinion. And yes, I'm not always right about games. I mean, realistically, there's no right or wrong, it's an opinion. But sometimes I have some hot takes against the community and things like that. But this is a full-blown review because I have completed this game from start to finish. And just quickly before we jump into this one, a massive thank you to keymailer for hitting me up with a key. And I want to say, this is such a good game. I wanted more from it. And when I say that, this is a $20 game that can be completed within an hour from start to finish. So Iron Meat is a retro-styled arcade shooter. It's recommended to play on a controller, and I also add to the recommendation to use your D-pad instead of your analog stick if you are playing this game, because it just makes it a lot easier to control the character. And there is so much good about this game. In fact, I don't really have anything bad to say about the gameplay itself. There are 9 levels in this game altogether. The bosses are incredible. The different enemy types and stuff, there's like a very decent amount of variety in the game. And not only that, when you level up, so basically you get a score at the end of each level that gets added up towards a rank, and when you rank or level up, you will unlock new skins. There's no spending $20 on a microtransaction to get a new skin. And another thing I really enjoy about this game is that you get 2 different weapons that you can use. So for an example, you would have your standard like normal blaster, then you would get an upgrade that gives you like a laser shot, and you can switch between the 2 whenever you want, and if you die, you only lose the gun that you are currently using. So you can have a gun that's like upgraded so that the rounds are green instead of blue, and you can save that for the boss fight, and you can switch to the other gun and risk losing that one for if you die. And there are 3 different difficulties in the game. You've got easy, normal, hard. If you're playing on hard, you get 8 lives. If you're playing on medium, you get 16. If you're playing on easy, you get 30 lives. But it's not just the lives that change when you switch up the difficulty. On easy, the enemies are going to be a lot slower to attack. There's going to be less of them. Whereas on medium, it's kind of balanced. Then on hard, they are attacking very, very quick. And there are a lot more of them that come at you. Like, their attacks are much quicker when you are playing on hard difficulty. And even though this is a full-blown review, it's not going to be a long one because, as I said, there's 9 levels. It took me a little over an hour to complete, so there really isn't much to say about the game. Another thing I do really enjoy is the fact that in the menu, you can add like a retro filter to the screen, so it looks all distorted and even less modern. And then there's also a checkbox to turn on retro music. There's 2 different types of music in the game. And not only that, there are little, like, I'm going to say hidden mechanics because you're not going to figure it out straight away. But basically, you would think that you can only shoot from diagonal down left to diagonal down right. Some people might miss the fact that you can actually shoot straight down. And the way to do that is to jump whilst you're shooting, like aiming down. Then it will shoot directly underneath you. And there is replayability in the game. Once you've done a level, it will unlock so that you can actually do level select from the main menu. And that way you can go back through the levels on different difficulties, you can try and improve on your score, you can keep ranking up, you can get all the skins and stuff. So overall, I think this game is absolutely fucking fantastic. It's a really well-developed game. It's got that retro style to it, it's got the music, it's got the filter, it's got incredible bosses, it's got very well thought out level design as well. You're not just on a flat platform. There are some of the levels, like for an example, you've got a level where there's a moving train. You've got a level where you're going up in a skyscraper. You've got levels where there are like different bits of verticality. So you might basically start on the floor and then you might have to jump on these boxes to get across to a different area. You might even have to basically climb up to another floor to make even more progress. So they have done such a good job with the game. The only thing that lets this game down for me is the fact that it's $20. It's going to cost you £15 for 9 levels. And I don't think that's a good price point for this game. I think maybe around £8 or £9 for it. Like I think $12 to $15 or somewhere around that sort of figure would be better for this game. I think they're charging a little bit too much for what you're getting. But I mean, they do also have couch co-op. So if you've got a friend round or if there's people in your family that want to sit down and play with you, you can do that. So yeah, besides the price, there is absolutely nothing to say negative about this game. I loved it through and through. I just really, really wish there was more to it. So to wrap up the review, to give it a score, I am personally going to give Iron Meat a 9 out of 10. It would have been a 10 out of 10 if it was a little bit cheaper, even though I've not had to pay for it myself. If it was just that tad bit cheaper and if there was more to the game, this would have been a solid 10 out of 10. I absolutely loved the gameplay. I can't get over the bosses. The bosses were so much fun. And the fact that they thought about lots of different players. Like, you've got your different difficulties. And not only do they affect the enemies, they also give you extra lives for if you are struggling. I struggled with this game, like especially towards the start of it, getting used to the game, because I haven't played a retro arcade shooter for a long time. But yeah, 9 out of 10 from me, and what we are going to do is leave the video there. Let me know your thoughts and stuff about the game in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.